Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
I think this is my first time to meet you after Easter, so I greet you Happy Easter. Kahit na fourth Sunday na. Okay, I want to invite you to pay attention to the lines that in which Jesus said, "My sheep listen to my voice. They recognize me, I recognize them, and I give them eternal life." These words, listening. Ano, napaka-importante sa atin yung salitang listen eh. Are we able to listen to God? Are we able to listen to His words? Before we can listen and we can claim that we are able to listen to God, there is a precedence. Dapat may mauna eh. Ang dapat mauna ay we should have a relationship. That's why when Jesus said, "My sheep know me, I know them," there is a kind of relationship. You know, when you use the word know, it implies relationship. It is not just a matter of intellectual, conformity. Pag sinasabi mong kilala kita, magkaiba yung sa salitang kilala kita at may alam ako sa'yo. Magkaiba po yan. Pag sinasabi mong may alam ako sa'yo, usually mga chismoso to, no? May alam ako sa'yo. Pero pag sinabi mong kilala kita, I know you, because we have a relationship. That kind of relationship enables us to listen. We do not listen to someone we do not have any relationship. Unless that relationship is having some problem, then that relationship can pose, a kind of resistance. We use the word listening. It's difficult to listen today. Napakahirap makinig ngayon. Why? Because we are living in a world that is so noisy. Napakaingay ng mundo eh. No? But before we can speak about the world, it's good to speak about where we are coming from. Paggising pa lang natin sa umaga, may ingay na kagad eh. Na? May ingay na. Sino ba yung maingay sa bahay? Paggising pa lang natin sa umaga, may ingay na kagad. No? Maingay na. Binubuksan na kagad ang radio, and some people actually, upon waking up in the morning, the first thing they do is check their cell phone. Sa una pa lang ng umaga, distracted ka na. Okay? And the moment you open your cell phone and then you come across interesting information, what happens? You get hooked to it, you follow it, until such time, without your knowing, you have already spent a lot of time checking your cell phone. Distracted na tayo kagad. Di ba? Okay. So, we are already distracted, and what are we listening to? Wala na tayong naririnig. Probably, may mga tao, pag nasa bahay, the moment they start opening their cell phone, hindi na sila nag-uusap. So, they do not listen to each other. Okay? And then, that is in the family. The moment we get into the workplace, pag nandito na rin kayo, well, of course, you have to do a work, no? May trabaho eh. But then, the moment you open your cell phone, again, that is another distraction. So you can get hooked to it, and then you are going to follow whatever it is that you want to follow. Ganun ang mangyayari. And then, we go beyond the circle of our family, the circle of workplace. And then we look around. As we look around, we are also distracted. Bakit? Ang dami natin nakikita sa kalye. Alam niyo ba, ang hirap mag-drive sa EDSA, for example, ang dami mo nakikita ng mga tarpaulin, lalo-lalo na sa election, iba-ibang klaseng mukha, mga nakikita mo. Minsan natutuwa ka, minsan naiinis ka, depende kung sino yung taong nakikita mo sa mga tarpaulin. We get distracted. So it's difficult for us to listen. Now, when Jesus speaks to us about listening to Him, how come it is also difficult to listen to Jesus? You know why it's difficult to listen to Jesus? Alam niyo ba kung bakit mahirap makinig sa Panginoon? Una, He tells us something we do not expect. Pag meron tayong ine-expect, kadalasan ng mga naririnig mo, they do not go with your expectation, so you do not listen. Halimbawa, ngayon nagsasalita ako, you do not expect what I'm going to say, so it's most likely you will not listen. Why? Because you may be expecting something na upon your reflection, I want to hear this. Okay? Another reason why we are not able to listen to Jesus is at times we feel so ashamed to approach Him because of guilt. Pag tayo po ay nagkakasala, lumalayo tayo sa Panginoon. Remember the story of Adam and Eve? Adam and Eve, when they committed sin, the first thing they did was to hide. Nagtago sila. But you know, Jesus, God or Yahweh knew where they were. So He addressed them, why are you hiding? Where are you? Ano sabi ni Adam? Nagkasala kami. Kaya tayo, pag nagkakasala, nagtatago tayo. And pagka nagkakasala pa tayo, patuloy pa tayo magtatago. But you know, God knows where we are. So, wherever we are, in our hiding place, God knows where we are. Another reason why we are not able to listen to God is because we do not want to hear what He wants to tell us. May mga gusto siyang sasabihin sa atin na ayaw nating marinig. For example, if He tells us something about this, let go. Kaya ba nating mag-let go kagad? Ano sinasabi niya sa ating let go? Okay, we are maybe having a kind of illicit relationship and then you're saying, you have to let go. Or you are inclined to do something that will eventually cause a distraction to you and to your family. But you are still, parang minsan nag-i-enjoy pa rin tayo doon. And then we are asked, just let go. Remember the story of the young rich man? Di ba the young rich man approached Jesus and he was bragging about, you know, I have done or I have been fulfilling the 10 Commandments. Wow, nagyayabang siya. Sabi niya, ginawa ko na lahat ng commandments sa Panginoon, ng Diyos. Anong sabi ng Panginoon sa kanya? Sabi ng Jesus sa kanya, pero meron ka pang isang hindi ginagawa eh. Anong sabi niya? Sabi, ano yun, Panginoon? Sabi niya, marami kang kayamanan. Baka ang pwede mong gawin, ibenta mo lahat yan, i-let go mo lahat, tapos ang lahat na makukuha mo, ibigay mo sa mahihirap. Yung narinig ng young man yon, ayaw na niyang makinig. Ayaw na niyang sumunod. Kaya nga sabi, he went away sad. And then Jesus said, it's too difficult for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Why? Because of that kind of attachment they have. So, ito yung mga bagay kung bakit hindi natin marinig ang Diyos. Meron siyang sinasabi sa atin, ayaw nating marinig. Actually, kahit sa misa, may mga tao, pag part na ng homily ng pare, may mga dati, yung mga panahon ng dati, pagka part na ng homily ng pare, may mga lumalabas na, tapos naninigarilyo muna. No? By the time natapos na yung sigarilyo, tapos na rin yung homily. Pero minsan, may mga pare, mahaba homily, naka-isang sigarilyo ka na, hindi pa rin tapos, kaya magsisigarilyo ka uli. Ano ibig sabihin nun? I don't know if that is still happening, but that happened before. Bakit? Dahil marahil may mga sinasabi kami, ayaw marinig ng tao. Ayaw marinig ng tao. Lalong-lalo na when speak about something about on politics. Actually, we are not actually into politics, but there are certain aspects in politics that we are so concerned about, especially when we speak about justice, human rights. So ganito. So, how are we going to listen? Paano ba natin maririnig ang Diyos? Paano? Ito na ngayon ang challenge sa atin. If there are many reasons why we are not able to listen to God, to Jesus, so what are those that we need to do in order to listen to Him? Sabi nga ni C.S. Lewis, God whispers to us during pleasant moments. Ang Diyos daw ay bumubulong sa atin sa mga magagandang sandali. And God speaks to us in our conscience. Ang Diyos daw ay kinakausap tayo sa ating konsyensya. But God shouts at us when we are in pain. Ang Diyos daw ay sumisigaw pag tayo ay mayroong pinagdaraan ng krisis sa buhay. Nakita nyo? Different levels in which God approaches us or Jesus approaches us. So, He is the one who is actually taking always the initiative. Kaya because God is the one always taking the initiative, dapat may response tayo. You know, for me, I would highly recommend, if we really want to hear Jesus, can we afford to have a moment of silence? Tatahimik lang tayo sandali. Kaya ba natin na itatabi lang muna natin ang ating cellphone for the moment? If we really want to pray, just leave it for a moment. Itatabi lang natin para lang marinig natin. Kasi alam nyo, ako mismo, distracted din ako because, you know, marami akong communications, no? Pero, if I will not let go of anything that causes my distraction, hindi ko maririnig talaga ang Diyos. Pero alam nyo, ang Diyos, pag gusto talaga niya tayong kausapin, kahit na masyado tayong distracted, yung distraction natin, magkokos yan ng crisis. God will cause the crisis. Because the moment, pag nagkaka-crisis tayo, ano po ba nangyayari sa atin pag nagka-crisis tayo? Di ba natataranta tayo? Natataranta tayo, nagpapanik tayo, tapos natatakot tayo. Yang moment na yan, God uses to be able to reach out to us. Pero ang problema natin, pag tayo po ay nadidistract, lalo pa natin dinadagdagan yung distraction natin. Distracted na tayo, dinadagdagan pa natin yung distraction. For example, ano ba yung relaxation moments ninyo? Okay. Pag nagre-relax tayo, what do we do when we relax? Kasi is the best moment sana, when we say relaxation, that's supposed to be the best moment for communication. Anong ginagawa natin? Pag tayo gusto nating mag-relax, binubuksan natin marahil ang television, or we open whatever it is that why? Because we want immediate satisfaction. Kaya alam nyo ang demonyo, mas mabilis pumasok. Bakit? You know what the devil does? To be able, kaya mas malakas ang hatak ng demonyo kaysa mahatak siguro ng Diyos. Bakit? Because the devil gives us the immediate satisfaction. Yan ang ginagawa Immediate satisfaction. Yung bang pag meron kang nasa ka-crisis ka, what we want is quick fix. Quick solution. Gusto natin lagi madalian Remember, when Jesus was tempted, when He was tempted, that was a crisis moment. And what did the devil do? He wanted to give Jesus the immediate satisfaction. Anong immediate satisfaction? Immediate satisfaction, power, pleasure, prestige, popularity, instant yan. Wala ka nang gagawing trabaho. Bigla ka na lang, di ba? Alam naman natin, pag napopromote tayo, matinding hirap ang pinagdaraanan natin, di ba po? The more may pinagdaraan tayong hirap, mas na-appreciate natin yung promotion. Pero there are people, they want immediate. Kaya nga marami gusto mag-politics Marami gusto kagad maging senador, gusto magkaroon ng position. Bakit? They do not want yung mga pinagdadaan ng hirap. Gusto ko kagad presidente. Gusto ko kagad maging senador. Gusto ko kagad maging congress. Immediate. Wala kang pagdadaan ng hirap. Gusto natin doon kagad tayo. But this is not God. This is not how God works. If we really want to achieve something worth achieving, we really have to go through a process. And that is what Jesus does to us. He provides us a process. And part of the process, brothers and sisters, is there is a certain element of sacrifice. Alam niyo, meron akong kakilala. I find it very unfortunate, no? Alam ko nanggaling sila sa hirap, no? Pero nabigyan ng break itong taong ito. Nabigyan siya ng break, yung nabigyan siya ng break, una, siya ay isang waiter muna. Tapos yung nag-waiter siya, nakita siya ng isang Korean owner na madiskarte, magaling. Sabi niya, magaling siya. So, from being waiter, ginawa siyang cashier. Okay. Tapos yung naging cashier na siya, magaling talaga. So, binigyan siya ng supervisory position. Yung nasa supervisory position na siya, mukhang aangat pa ng aangat, no? Pero you know what happened? Ang ginawa niya, dahil nakahold na siya ng pera, alam niyo ba, nagkaroon na na-tempt siya para yung bang mag-manipulate. Minanipulate niya yung restaurant. Minanipulate niya. Was able to get some. At tapos, ito yung malungkot dito. Bakit niya ginawa yon? Kasi gusto niyang luho sa buhay. Nag-travel, pumunta sa ibang bansa, sinama yung family, kumakain sila sa mga masasarap na restaurant. And you know, sabi nga ng mga kaibigan at kamag-anak, ang bilis naman. Pero you know, later on, it was discovered by the Korean owner. Ano nangyari sa kanya? Ang dami palang mga utang na, marami na mga utang and all that, you know. And you know what happened? Now, this person is hiding. Why? Kalamin niyang kailangan harapin na kaso. Ang point ko dito is, there are people, they want immediate, no? Yung pang gusto mo kagad, ma-achieve kagad yung, no, if we have a dream, let's work for it. And how are we going to achieve that? We really have to listen. We have to listen to Jesus, how He speaks to us as we go through a process. Kasi alam nyo, pag tayo, if we are not listening anymore to Jesus, what is the tendency? What is the tendency if there is no more room for Jesus or for God in our life? We listen to ourselves. And our listening to ourselves makes us the center of everything. We just hear our own voice. And that voice is unreliable voice because it's the voice of our ego. It's different when we are able to listen to the voice of Jesus. It's different to listen to just the voice of our ego. Tandaan natin, when we are only listening to our own voice, the voice of our ego is going to be destructive. But if we are listened, but there's another voice that we can hear deep inside of us. The voice of God that is suppressed. Maririnig pa rin natin ng Diyos sa kailaliman ng ating pagkatao kung makikinig tayo. And we will do it, brothers and sisters, in moment of silence. Kailangan lang tayo talagang tumahimik. Can you afford to spend some time in silence? Yung tatahimik ka lang talaga. Wala, talagang tahimik. For those of you who are not used to silence, it will be a struggle. Kasi pag tayo'y tumatahimik, ang daming image na pumapasok sa isip natin. Marami tayo, and then the moment the images come out or come across our minds, may kasabay na emosyon yan. Pag nakasabayan na emosyon natin, mararamdaman mo, yung katawan mo nag-react na rin. And the moment that happens, you lose that precious moment of silence in which that silence facilitates our encounter with Jesus. Kaya ito lang po invitation ko sa atin lahat. Do we really want to listen to Jesus? If we really want to listen, then let us spend some time just in silence. Kaya nga merong mga simbahan ngayon, mga perpetual adoration chapel. And you will notice, brothers and sisters, all the perpetual adoration chapel is quiet, is silent. Napakatahimik niyan. Okay? Pero ang tao ay nga yung problema natin because we are used more to noise. We are not used to silence. Tandaan po natin, when we speak about silence, silence is the most profound form of communication with God. the most profound form of communication with God. And also, it's also the most profound form of communication with someone we love. Alam niyo yung mga taong mahal natin, mas marapahayag natin ng malalim na communication pag minsan nananahimik tayo. May nga nagsabi, if you cannot understand my silence, the more you will never understand my words. Kung hindi mo naiintindihan kung ako ay nananahimik, mas lalo mong hindi maiintindihan pag ako'y nagsalita. Nakita niyo kung gaano ka-importante yung silence. And that is, again, the invitation to all of us. If we really want to listen to Jesus, let us spend some time in silence. Let's spend some time in silence. Kaya nga ako, I would highly recommend, before, sa mga department, before you can start your work, just spend a minute of just a minute of silence lang. I will encourage you to do this, no? That whoever is the head of that department, to invite everyone before we start our work. Actually, we already have this kind of prayer, no? Which I appreciate very much. But before you get into your department, no? And before you start your work, just come together. Just come together in circle. And then say, let us be in a moment of silence. 1 minute only. I tell you, this will make a lot of difference. 1 minute of silence. And with that moment of silence, thank you very much for, again, inviting me to speak to you and share my reflection. So have a pleasant, meaningful Tuesday.
God is good all the time. Thank you for joining us today. View our past broadcasts on our Facebook page, St. Peter Community, and subscribe our YouTube channel. Like, share, and hit the bell.